Everybody, how's it going? I believe we're live. At least we are on Twitch. I'm checking YouTube right now. It is now midnight. There we go. If this will work. There we go. All right, now we're live on YouTube. What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit off. There's something wrong with my throat and nose. Just started today, or I guess last night. Kind of sucks, but you may hear me sniffle or something a couple times or whatever, or it might sound a little off, so that's why. Regardless, let's get into it, and then we'll go ahead and discuss it right afterwards. So here we go. Let's jump right into it. And by the way, I'm not going to skip the recap, just, you know, how I normally do it. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. There we go. Dude, I am excited right now. Did she really say it like that? I thought she yelled it. That was sick, man. I love that. That part, not so much. That part, I loved. Lucasfilm. Dang, all droid. Oh, not all droids. Okay. A lot of droids in that, huh? Obi-Wan Kenobi. Episode 4, let's get into it, baby. I knew they were gonna bring out a back to take. Dude, that's like Disney's signature move, man. I know Lucas did it too, but feels like they use a back to tank for everything, like in every single one of their things. Dang. Yeah, remember you promised him? His mind's focused on the mission at hand. Well, no, why did they say Obi-Wan? Ugh, more. I don't like that because then it makes it sound really weird in A New Hope. Because she says Obi-Wan Kenobi like she hasn't met him before. Used Ben. I don't like that. Well, I guess we'll find out, huh? I wonder how accurate this is going to be compared to Fallen Order. Since that's canon, you know. Yeah, and you should have broke your promise, lady. Like, how does that even make... talk about it after. There you go. Stay strong. Yeah. Yes, we shall. Ooh, I'm just kidding. There you go. Know what classified means? Well, she's dead. There's no way she's making it out. It just wouldn't make sense. They need more underwater security, man. I mean, this isn't the, doesn't just happen one time. I mean, this is several. At least with Cal that we know of, and now Obi-Wan. Let's go. Oh, Chishaloo, come on. I don't know how I feel about that right there, though. That wasn't suspicious at all. Yeah, she's done. Hey, at least she got him in, though. So she just took him out. Why would they? I guess it was maybe on their way to someplace. Doesn't make sense. Not like she's a prisoner yet or anything. But now they're gonna. Yeah, there's no way she's making it out of this place alive. Ooh. There we go. There we go, Kenobi. So you weren't able. It doesn't matter. Ooh. There you go. Throw it in her face. I like it. To certain some things I like, some things I didn't. Not that I didn't like it, just not sure how I feel about a couple things yet about that. In terms of the Inquisitor, Reva, whatever her name is. Oh, no way. No. Oh. I forgot his name, but I know him. If it's the same guy from Clone Wars. Oh, dude. Dang. Oh, she is dead. What, she knows because she's that powerful and she's gonna kill her? Is that what's gonna happen? Calling it. You're lying. Oh, you're gonna kill him. Yeah, see, called it. Now you're gonna kill her. Because you're so powerful, lady. We know. Oh, bro, that's sick! There's no way out. Ooh, dude. All right. I kind of like the cinematography of that. Surprised, with Reva's temper, she didn't already kill her. Especially when she thinks she's already lying. So she doesn't kill her? What? Wow. That's interesting. Unbelievable! She just grabbed his helmet. Oh my. Finally with the lightsaber. About time, huh? There we go. Now this should be like Rusty Kenobi. Right, what he's doing right now. You know what I mean? That's Rusty Kenobi. He's still doing some stuff. He doesn't just sit there and be like, I can't do nothing. I like this pace much better. There we go. There we go. He's a mission. Uh-oh. There we go. Let's go, baby. Well, I can see why he thinks the stormtroopers have good aim now. Oh, that's sick, baby. Yes. Yes. I close the door with the Force. Do both. Do both. You don't have to. This is powerful enough for me. But, you know. That'd be cool, too. There you go. Oh, unless he's going to let it go and Force push it that way. That would be cool. Nice, yep. That's sick. I like that. Huh. They don't got any air support. They just went in there, no problem, huh? That's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm just gonna pretend they shot down a lot of TIE fighters to get in there. Dang. Don't tell me they're gonna fly. I'm sorry, that's actually just kind of funny. Oh man. Okay, now she's showing emotion. Maybe I should feel bad. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of interesting. That guy is so mad, bro. Oh, dude. I'm surprised he hasn't just stabbed her right then and there. Oh, Vader breathing. Oh, snap. Oh. Oh. Dude, he was not messing around. Where he goes, it will follow. Oh, is it on Leia? Oh, are we supposed to care about Wade? I'm sorry. I mean, I get it, you know. People die in the rebellion. I understand, but I just don't feel for the character. Gotta be honest. I just thought it was funny with the dialogue. I'm right behind you, and then it just blew up. I don't know. Would she lie about the tracker, though? That's the thing, right? I don't know. Oh, on the droid. Ah. Smart. That is it. All right. Let's discuss. First off, that was short, man. That was real short. Dang. What, 30 minutes? I mean, maybe less than that. The first 2 minutes is just getting it ready, you know? Alright. So, let's talk about this. Overall, I didn't really see anything like breaking in terms of lore in this episode, so that's really good. Because episode 1, I thought it did really good with lore as well. I just wanted to know more about the Reva character. And then episode 2 and 3 obviously broke lore. And then this one, I didn't really notice anything that really broke lore. But there was a couple things that I was like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I have to really think about it. And I still kind of stand by what my first impressions are about a couple different parts. I'm not really sure how I feel yet. First off, the fact that that lady got out alive is blowing my freaking mind right now. That part, I just don't really know how I like that scene between Reva and that one officer lady. I felt like that. I called, half of it, and it became true. The other half, I guess I was wrong. There was a lot of cool things in there too, which we're going to talk about in just a second here. I want to go through it. Okay, so obviously back to tank. Okay, I don't really have a problem with that. It's just, it's kind of like a given now with whoever gets hurt at this point, which is fine. I mean, they're burns. I mean, they need to get healed. What was it? What part am I thinking of? Skimming through it a little bit. The Reva interrogation scene with Leia, I'm not so sure how I feel about that yet. It was a bit weird at certain parts. I really feel like they nailed Leia. First off, I'm still happy with, Leia's character, and what they did with her. I think that's fine. She didn't, give up any information or anything. But I don't know how I feel about Reva trying to read her mind. That to me was like, I don't know. I'm still trying to think about that for a minute, right? Because what they've shown about Reva is that she's supposedly really powerful, I guess. I mean, at least from the past couple episodes. I mean, the Grand Inquisitor is also supposedly supposed to be so powerful. And now he has to be real powerful if he's going to be alive. You know? Yeah, their species have 2 stomachs. Okay. There's probably a reason for that. Maybe they need 2 stomachs, you know? But regardless, it looked like it was more in the middle too. So that's not to say that it just stabbed perfectly in one stomach. You know what I mean? And and this kind of goes back to episode 2, right? Which I'm trying to keep the episodes as separated as possible in terms of lore. Like when they go to mess things up, but it's hard because then they continue things, right? Like in episode 2, there's things I didn't like that transferred over to episode 3, and then now even to episode 4 a little bit, we can kind of connect because she's a new character, you know, at least in terms of live action canon. Maybe she showed up in a book. I don't know. I don't read all their books. I refuse to. Maybe she exists in one of those, but I am getting a bit more of Reva's character, but I feel like they kind of misled me a little bit too. I feel like in the first couple episodes, they kind of give you what she's like, and then in this episode, she just, you know, I mean, she's still mainly there, but there was a couple parts where I'm like, that doesn't really feel like her character. Are they already changing her a little bit? I'm not saying that's a bad thing, it's just something I don't personally like. And plus, there's still a lot of questions that they were like trying to hint towards, but they never really answered. Especially in the last episode, when she was in that, like, what do you call it? Like the secret room and stuff. If whatever, I don't know what that's specifically called. You know, and her sensing to go in there and everything else, all that stuff. It feels weird. I feel like I want to know more about her, and I feel like they're hinting towards that, and I feel like they're just going to push it off because there's only 2 more episodes at this point. You know what I mean? 4 out of the 6 are done. Unless you're going to be doing another season, which I doubt. I would love, but I doubt it. And that leaves 2 more episodes. And Kenobi and Vader still have to fight again in order for A New Hope to be a little bit better. Another thing I had a problem with is that she also told Leia that his name was Obi-Wan, which now feels a little weird because I also mentioned this in the last episode, where that one Imperial officer lady, I already forgot her name, right? The one that helped Kenobi or whatever, the one with the loader droid, that lady. Leia was like, I don't know, 10, maybe 15 feet away, and she said Obi-Wan Kenobi in front of her. And some of you guys may be wondering why that's a problem. And I'm not saying it's necessarily a problem. It's just more along the lines of it kind of feeling weird in A New Hope. Because if Leia already knew Obi-Wan as Obi-Wan, why did she like kind of make that message to him sound like the way she did? Like, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. You know, and she like, what do you call it? Not confronted, but addressed him as like, you served my father in the Clone Wars. Like, why would she like do all that and talk about her father and his connection with her father if she already knows him? Doesn't that kind of seem a little weird? At least it does to me. I don't know how I feel about that. So I was like, maybe she didn't hear it. But then in this episode, she like straight out says Obi-Wan. So that means Leia now knows Obi-Wan. So now he knows that Obi-Wan's a Jedi that saved her. I don't know. That feels a little weird to me. At least with how A New Hope is kind of structured. Like I said, Leia's character I feel like is on point. It's just some of the interactions, mainly dealing with this new Inquisitor, right? I know a lot of you guys have been asking my opinion on whether I like her or not, and like I said, it's not that I liked her or didn't like her. It was just like I need more information about her, and now I feel like they're running out of room. And in this episode, it was like, oh, I thought I knew her, at least enough to make a certain decision, and then she didn't. Like, I thought for sure she would have killed that lady, especially when she thought that she was lying to her. When is she patient? Oh, you know what I mean? especially when she's like on the Kenobi trail, just let an Imperial officer talk to you like that. I don't know. That felt a little weird. So I don't know how I feel about that Inquisitor character. And there's only 2 more episodes. I don't think there's gonna be enough time to really answer the rest about her. I could be wrong, but as of right now, I'm leaning towards the character more of an unnecessary character. It just kind of feels like that she's kind of there. But then again, that's not really a problem with. I don't know if it really has to do with the problem with necessarily the writing. Because to be honest, I just have a problem with all of the Inquisitors. It's not really just her. I don't really see the purpose of them. I mean, I understand why they're there, but I don't like why they're there. I think it's kind of stupid. Although that scene with Vader basically going up to her and showing her, "Hey, you don't want to mess with me. You knew the price of failure." Have you already seen the new episode? Yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want spoilers, go check it out right now. It's on Disney Plus. But yeah, we just got through watching it and we're discussing it. So obviously that Imperial officer cover wasn't blown, which I could see it. I could see it. But another thing that makes me think, I'm not saying I have a problem with it yet, but the Inquisitor obviously knew something was up, and how are they not finding these like dead bodies, And I want to skip back. I want to watch that scene again where she beats up those 2 troopers with blasters. That was freaking hilarious, dude. By the way, Kenobi in this episode, they nailed him. Okay. I feel like how he was in this episode is how he should have been in like the last episode, in episode 2, right? That's how I feel like. What's up, GL312? Hey, appreciate the sub, man. Really hope you enjoy. Oh, you guys didn't hear that. Hold on. Give me a moment here. Oh wait, what? Can you hear that?
Hello there.
There you go. There's a hello there. What's up, man? Appreciate the sub. Hope you enjoy the content. But back to what I was saying, I feel like in episode 2 and 3, yes, Obi-Wan should be rusty. Don't get me wrong. But like I said before, I do feel like they put him a little bit too weak. Because he is Obi-Wan Kenobi. He has trained his entire life. Yes, he's been out of it 10 years. Okay. Whoop-de-doo. He's going to be rusty, but not to the point where he was rusty like in episode 2 and 3. I felt that was a little weird. I felt like most of the fighting in episode 2 was fine, but ever since Leia ran away, it just felt like he was just kind of weak. And then the fight with Vader, I wanted to see Vader kind of kick his butt. Honestly, I just didn't really want them to confront it all, to be honest, but at the same time I did. My entertainment-wise was all like, yes, let's go, I want to see them. And then lore-wise, I'm like, no, let's, you did good with episode 1, let's kind of keep it. But then episode 2 already messed it up with the Grand Inquisitor, so I had mixed feelings about it. But yeah, I feel like that they nailed Kenobi in this episode. And some of the cinematography, dude, was pretty amazing. Especially when the lights were off and you just saw Obi-Wan just ignite his saber, just slice up those stormtroopers. That was pretty bomb. I feel like Disney is giving Reva a role to fit this, like, open to everyone, build, don't care about her skin color or she's a woman, but she is like an awful character. Hold on, let me break down what you just said. Giving Reva a role to fit. Okay, I see what you're saying. But honestly, I just don't care about any of the Inquisitors, to be honest. I think it's so stupid. I know it's Dave Filoni's creation, but I've said before, I don't think Dave Filoni is perfect at this stuff either. He also brought in time travel, which is stupid, in my opinion. At least if you're gonna bring it in, at least explain it. And I wouldn't want time travel in Star Wars, to be completely honest. And if they did, they should bring it in with something to do with the Wills, not Ezra and like Yoda and these basic characters. I mean, I understand. Yes, Yoda is super powerful. There's a lot of powerful characters in the Star Wars universe, but if there's going to be something as big as time travel, I'm getting off track here, but if there's going to be something as big as time travel, make it something to do with the Wills, like those like last 3 episodes of season 6 in Clone Wars when Yoda doing his training with the Wills. That was sick, man. That was awesome. Do something to do with that, But I think the overall like use of Inquisitors is just kind of an excuse to have some more bad guys with red lightsabers, and I don't like that. I was legit scared too that Reva and that brother was gonna start flying after the ships with their sabers. I was so worried again, dude. I was like, oh, don't fly, please. But then she just grabs the bomb and throws it, and I love it too because I don't know. I laughed, and I know that's supposed to be like a sad scene of like that random. I don't know. Maybe he's not a random guy. Maybe he's somewhere in Star Wars that I haven't noticed. What was his name? Wade or something? That name actually sounds familiar, but I can't remember where I know him. But it was like, I'm right behind you, and then the bomb went off. It was just I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny actually. Yeah, I'm scanning through it right now. There's a couple other things I want to talk about. But yeah, power level Kenobi really did enjoy. Like, oh yeah, so back to where I was first talking about before I got off track was Reva reading Leia's mind. I don't know how I feel about that. Because like I said, she's supposedly supposed to be powerful to a certain extent. And I'm almost wondering, like, you would think that maybe she would have sensed that she was force sensitive, right? Because she even said you were strong. Like, what is that supposed to mean? Type of deal. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you're gonna say this normal person's strong, and when you're trying to read a normal person's mind like that, you know, you don't. If they're blocking you, that's. I don't know. It's hard because Disney just has messed things up and made it messy in the past. You know, whether it's the sequels and stuff like that, or even whether it's Kylo and Rey, you know, reading each other's mind, which is fine. I mean, we've seen that before, right? But then it's to the point where it's like, okay, well, now it was like mind tricks only worked on the weak-minded, and now it's more. I guess it's technically not the same mind trick. It's still a little bit different. Hey, appreciate that. Oye, thanks for the sub, man. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the content. I forgot what I was saying, but what was I talking about? I don't know. They got and froze my boy Terra. Wait, what? Froze my boy. What do you mean? Who is that? Hold on, I want to see who that is. Oh yeah, him. Okay, so it was him. Yeah, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. Yes. I forgot his name, but that's exactly what I thought about. And I thought it was him when I first saw him. And I want to see if there's any other. That was the only guy that I recognized the first time watching it. I want to watch it again, see if I recognize anybody else. I like too that, you know, seeing a youngling, that was pretty cool. You know, seeing that a youngling was able to outdo the Empire. Oh boy, it just makes Reva and all these other Grand Inquisitors seem so weak. So weak. Wow, man. Hey. To that Padawan, man. I think I saw Plo Koon. No way, man. No, that doesn't make any sense. Because Plo Koon died in Revenge of the Sith. He was in his Jedi Starfighter, and he got blown up. Unless he somehow survived that. Which, honestly, oh, no, not really. Because we actually saw him hit the building. And it blew up. If it didn't show that, I could see him maybe escaping just because we did see him close to the buildings, and maybe he could have pulled like an Obi-Wan move, like we saw Obi-Wan do in Revenge of the Sith, where he like got out and did like a double backflip or whatever and landed on a roof. I could see that, but like we actually saw him get blown up, so that wouldn't work. But anyways, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about Reva reading Leia's mind and saying you're strong and her thinking nothing of that. That felt a little weird. They're like getting right there at the borderline for me when it comes to that. Here it is. Yeah, I forgot his name, man. So thanks for that name. Is that how you pronounce it, Terra? I remember him in the Clone Wars. I'm like, is that him for the Clone Wars? Because I right when I saw him, I was like, dude, they did a good job with him in live action. I mean, I was able to identify it really quick, which just shows it blows me away of how creative they can be with stuff like that, And then when it comes to the Grand Inquisitor, it's just like a human and not even the right race. It's just like, what? He's painted his face white. I mean, crap, is his teeth even pointed? You know what I mean? Oh man, but yeah, I'm looking through all the. I'm watching that scene again right now to see if I recognize anyone else. My first time around, I didn't recognize anyone else. I was the only guy I recognized. Quinlan? Quinlan? I didn't see Quinlan. Did I? Maybe just because he looks a little different. Okay, the second person, I don't know who that lady is. The third person, I don't know who that is. Kind of like weird armor though, huh? Kind of interesting. Almost like he was like on a snow planet or something. I can't see who's behind him on that scene right there at 1940. Can't tell. And then there's this lady at 1941. I don't know who that is. Say something! Then your choice is made. Alright, anyways. I don't want to watch this whole thing. Can we, like... I don't want to skip it and miss it, though. Okay. I almost want to put a name on her, but I just don't see it with the timeline. Because I gotta check back. I don't remember. I looked it up, and then I forgot. Does this take place before Fallen Order or after? This takes place after, right? Because Fallen Order takes 5 years before this, and then the next game, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, should be taking place around this time. Yeah, so this takes place after. So I almost think that lady at 1957, I don't know. Nah, I don't know. I feel like they look a little too different because that's not. I don't see her wearing those clothes. That one Jedi lady that like cut herself off from the Force, which I think is a problem of its own to a certain extent. And then there's the youngling. It may have just been the same race. Well, isn't Quinlan a human? Or they don't call them humans in Star Wars. They call them. I remember. I know it. I just can't think of it right now. They don't call them humans though. Also, the fact that Vader didn't sense Kenobi on the base as well. Yeah, that was weird, man. I thought Vader, yeah, because that'd have been really weird timing if Vader all of a sudden showed up. You know what I mean? That was weird, especially because they said that Vader was like not, according to their intel, he wasn't there. So that means 3 things. 1, like you said, Vader didn't sense Kenobi, which is weird, right? Kenobi didn't sense Vader, which is weird. And 2, another thing that would have been weird, if that's not weird, is he came right at that time, which is also weird. It says right at the beginning where it's a pan of the room. The pan of the room right at the beginning? I want to look at that. I talking about like before or after they show that first guy, Terra. Let me see. Before Kenobi is 9 BBY, and I think Fallen Order is 14 BBY. Yeah, I think you're right. If it's not that exactly, it's really close. I mean, they're 5 years apart, just about, so that makes sense. Because it's 10 years after, Revenge of the Sith. I don't see a pan before they show the guy, but maybe I didn't skip back far enough. Maybe that's why. Okay, so Obi-Wan opens the door right now. Boom, he opens it. Okay, we see, like, they're red. They don't show anything. Stormtroopers carrying Leia. The tomb scene is crazy, though. Oh, I got chills during that, man. I really did enjoy that scene. Bro, I was in the back of my mind. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like thinking Mace Windu. I'm like, no, don't. I don't want to see him, dude. I do not want to see him, because then I'd have to like really think about that for a minute. You know, Quinlan to the left, maybe. Let's check. Okay. Oh, you're talking about like that first guy with that hair? I don't know. I don't know. Did we see that? Maybe it's just, it's hard to, you know, especially with like the alien creature to the right or something. It's hard to see like, oh, is that the same guy, or is it just another one of that species type of deal, right? The first guy that we saw like clear, um, he was on the older side, so obviously that'd be the guy Terra, right? That'd be kind of dumb if it's not, but it would make sense. I'm glad that, you know, I mean, that just shows you that. Look at how many stayed true to the Force, huh? That's crazy. I like that. That shows you how weak those Inquisitors. Like, let's talk about that, because I always hear that, especially with the Grand Inquisitor now, that, you know, these Inquisitors are just so powerful. Like, dude, they are nothing. Like, I don't think people understand how nothing they are. First off, their pain, basically they gave up. They gave up and they gave into the Empire. First off, that's how they got to the point they are. Okay, which, you know, they were that much dedicated, or fake dedicated, whatever you want to call it, right? And they broke under that pressure. Would you even really want them on your team? I don't know, man. I'd be second guessing that. That means they'd flip to the other side like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. That feels a little weird to me. You know, the first off about Inquisitors, and I was doing some research too, and it seems to be that the Grand Inquisitor is obviously, with that title, Grand, right? He is supposed to be one of the most powerful Inquisitors. One of them, right? Let's think of how he died. Twice. Or once, if you think he's powerful. Let's say, you know, I'm going to just say that, you know, the people that say the Grand Inquisitor is going to survive that wound or whatever it is, because I'm sure they're going to fix it in maybe some other show. They're probably not going to bring him up in this show because they, you know what? You know what I think? I think they really messed up. I think they messed up. They didn't plan for it. And now that they're seeing the backlash, or, oh, that he survived, they're going to be like, oh, we might have to fix that later on. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Actually, it doesn't matter if I'm wrong or not, because I hate the way they went about it regardless, whether he lives or dies at this point. It's stupid. But regardless, let's say he lives through his injuries. Boy, this Grand Inquisitor is giving me mixed vibes at this point, right? I mean, crap, he didn't see Reva, or am I saying her name right? Reva? I think I am. Like, he didn't see her about to do that. Like, are you kidding me? You're supposed to be that powerful, and you don't see, like, she already disobeyed you I don't know how many times. I mean, you really, and then you just say, you know, step aside and watch, or whatever you said, right? And then that felt so obvious to me. Second, she wanted him dead, so why didn't she just make sure he was dead? I mean, now that just makes Reva kind of feel weak, you know? Plus, how strong can he be? He died by Kanan. No offense to Kanan, right? Caleb Dune, whatever you want his name to be, right? No offense to him, but he's not like a super, super powerful Jedi, you know? Yeah, he can wield the Force. Yeah, he's a Jedi. Yeah, he has some power. But when you compare him to someone like Kenobi, there is absolutely no comparison. You know what I mean? So when you just take these it's just, I don't know, man. There's too many things that go. I mean, the Grand Inquisitor died by him. You know, it just feels so off. I don't know. I just don't like Inquisitors. I think they're stupid. And yeah, Reva also, like I said, I think I mentioned this earlier, but Reva didn't kill the Imperial officer. Like, bro, what? She made it off that entire base alive. Are you kidding me? And like, what took Vader so long hearing that alarm, huh? That's my thing. And yeah, and then another thing too, like you could call this maybe a nitpick, because I guess you could make the argument that first off, they kind of look like snow speeders, don't they? Oh, hold on. Maybe land speeders. Let's see. Look like snow speeders, if I'm being honest. Like those ones they used on Hoth. Yeah, they're using a snow speeder. First off, I don't know. I mean, who knows why they're using that? But yeah, like you just see them at 2750, right? Let's just assume. We're gonna have to assume. I mean, that they destroyed a lot of TIE fighters. Like, do they not have any air support over here at the Inquisitor base, where obviously Vader's hanging out at it sometimes? He was there in Fallen Order and he's here now, so he obviously comes from time to time. You better believe it should be protected from bombing runs like this. I mean, obviously it's not that secret. You know what I mean? If Cal was able to find it, and now Obi-Wan, and they got spies in their midst, like, how do they not have any air support? I mean, these guys just come in and just go, bo, 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 just start letting it rip. Like, bro, what? Like, do they not have any security whatsoever? And that was another point I made, right? Is Kenobi came in from the water, so did Cal. Do they not have any security underwater? You think that, I mean, obviously they do inside the base, but why not outside of it? That seems kind of weird, no? For it being such a big asset to Vader, right? And that's the Grand Inquisitor Palace, or whatever you want to call it, right? And most of it's underwater. You would think that maybe they would have some security outside of it, whether it's droids or whatever it is. But Cal just swam under the water, and let's be honest, Cal's really not that powerful. And Cal's beat up some Inquisitors, and many Inquisitors actually, which just shows that the Inquisitors aren't really that powerful. And it's just kind of hilarious to me that, goes back to the rule of two with Darth Bane, how they're fighting over power and they're not even that powerful. I don't know, it's just beyond funny to me, that's all. Oh man, it really is, just thinking about this. So if it's not Terra, it'll be dumb. I agree. I mean, he's wearing a Jedi belt. Well, yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's Quinlan Vos, right? Because, I mean, they're all supposedly Jedis, I mean, watching the scene now, and the First Lady kind of looks like Seer Junda. Who is that? I'm not with some of these names, man. I gotta. Yeah, that's the person I was talking about, right? From Fallen Order. That one Jedi. I was saying, yeah, that's what I was also saying. It kind of looks like her, but it also felt like something she wouldn't really wear. You know what I mean? But yeah, I agree. That was the one where I was like kind of connecting, but I'm not really sure on. First guy I saw. This was a 4 out of 10. No reason for a filler episode. Well, I will say though, at least they did kind of move forward. I mean, yeah, I guess the episode. First, yeah, I agree to a certain extent, right? But I feel like that lies more with the last episode than this episode, because they're just kind of continuing from the last episode, right? Obviously, they're going to have to try and get Leia back. I thought it was stupid in the first place that, that lady was all powerful, Reva, and was able to find her, using the Force, whatever. They're making her powerful, whatever it is, right? But what doesn't make sense to me, what makes it so stupid, is Obi-Wan basically says to that Imperial officer lady, the one that was undercover, hey, he's like, promise me that you will take her to Alderaan. Like, literally, he before he went on to take on Vader and lead him away, because that's his mission, he made her promise to go take her to Alderaan. And she said yes. And then they go. And then she listens to this little girl saying, go help him. He's gonna need help, or whatever she said, right? Which is a very Leia thing. But then what doesn't make any sense is that she listened to him. So let's break this down for a minute, guys. Does this make sense? You make a promise to a Jedi, and you leave a little girl by herself to go help a Jedi, a grown man Jedi. How does that make sense? The person you just promised, like, stay with the girl. Are you kidding me? Are you stupid? If anybody's going to need help, it's going to be Leia. Obi-Wan can, and she's talking like she knows Obi-Wan. Like, seriously, you know? She even said in the last episode, I can't imagine Obi-Wan Kenobi making mistakes, whatever the line she said. Like, bro, so you know his reputation at least a little bit. So why the heck are you going to save him compared to her? And look what happened, you know? So technically, this episode was just going off of that stupid decision of how Reva ended up getting her. Because all this episode did was just keep moving it forward, and he basically got her back, you know? Which like I said, I like Obi-Wan's power level. I did like that. But yeah, I feel like a lot of it's so hard because it's all connected, man. It's all connected. It's a fragile show. Episode 1, man, I got my hopes up. I really did. I gotta be honest. I mean, I thought it was gonna be like this. All the way up into the Inquisitor. Like, I thought it was gonna be kind of like this type of crap. You know, basically the problems I have with it, I kind of expected kind of going into it, or at least around that, especially the duel with Vader versus Obi-Wan and how it would impact A New Hope. At least at this point, it can change. Who knows? There's still 2 episodes left. We'll see. But as of right now, right, I kind of expected that to a certain extent, but then episode at it, like, huh. They kind of look a little different in certain aspects. Maybe that's just the color, though. That one that just shoots the, you know, Reva, it feels very slow right there. I don't know why. It just feels weird. I mean, she's deflecting from a ship, so I'm not expecting anything crazy, but like nah, I guess it's not that bad. It just felt weird the first time I watched it. Yeah, it was at that point, at 28:49. I was like, when he said destroy them, dude, I was like, oh, please don't just start flying on your sabers. At this point, I'm like, they better not just go flying off. Hilarious. Right behind you, just boom. Anyways. And then we obviously saw Darth Vader just walking. That was sick. Dude, I love that. You were warned. Dude, you know he means business. I love that. That's probably my favorite part. I love how all my favorite parts are dealing with how crazy Vader is, man. Like, I feel like at this point they got like 70% of the show. They got the characters down, at least in terms of the characters we care about, Kenobi and Vader, right? 70%, maybe even a little bit more. I'd say even more. You know, I'd say most of the time they got Kenobi's character down, with just only a little bit of, really only one thing that I could really see a problem with, and that has to do with him being a little too weak in episodes 2 and 3. I feel like they did good in this episode. In terms of Vader, I feel like they nailed him perfectly all the way up into the end of episode 3, the last one, where he just let him go, which I thought was so dumb. But dude, he is just like torturing her, man, because he could snap her neck at any point, you know. Dude, I love that. That was sick. And I understand at that point, like, and that's another thing. This was a really short episode. I mean, there's only 6 episodes. Why are they making them shorter and shorter? If anything, they should be longer and longer, you know? They were even, like, teasing that it's basically going to be, like, almost like a 6-hour movie. They were, like, kind of teasing that each episode was going to be, like, an hour. Like, dude, this was, like, 30 minutes. It's crazy. And then a lot of the time was just spent, if some of the scenes maybe have been like a little dragged on, like the ending scene where that guy, that the Wade, whatever his name is, the guy, the rebellion pilot that got blown up, like, dude, I understand he's a part of the rebellion, but we already know that people of the rebellion die. We know that families get separated and killed. We already found out about that one guy's wife who we didn't know before, right? He's like, I know what the Empire is capable of. We already kind of know this stuff. So the fact that they spent, like, let's see when it starts. The ship, the snowspeeder or whatever, I'm going to call it snowspeeder. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. It boards the ship. They're leaving. I'm at 30:45 at this point. I'm letting it play. And at this point, right, at 30:49, 30:50, we see her. It's just like, I get it. I just don't care about Wade. I don't know who that is. You know? Yeah, okay, he died. I'm sorry. But it's like they're wasting another 2 minutes on this scene, man. I mean, I guess they did reveal the tracker at the end with the droid. I'll give them that. Like, look how long this scene's lasting. It's still going on. Then she goes to sit down. Like, bro, am I being a little too harsh or what, man? I don't know. Does anybody care about that character that died? Does anybody know him? I'm sorry, I just don't care. In fact, I kind of laughed when the guy died just because he said, "I'm right behind you," and then it gets blown up. I mean, I get it's supposed to be sad in the Star Wars universe, but it's just like, I understand. I even feel like it's, I don't know, it felt even really weird because I even feel bad when people die in the Star Wars universe that hardly have any character development. But it was just, it felt like it was maybe just too dragged on for a character we didn't know. Like, we literally met him for 2 seconds. Like, he was shooting an Inquisitor. Big whoop. Like, who cares? I don't know. And then, you know, they hold hands. That's at almost the 32-minute mark. So almost 2 minutes about that one death. Like, bro, no one cares. Okay, good. Someone died. You killed someone off, Disney. Congrats. You know, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a 4 out of 10. I'm going to give them more credit than that. They did a lot of things right. There were some problems, but I felt like most of the problems were just a continuation of what they had to work with from episode 2 and 3. Doesn't give episode 2 and 3 the pass. It doesn't even give episode 4 the pass. But I will say episode 4 had less problems. I feel like episode 2 is by far had the most amount of problems. I'm trying to debate now which one has more problems, episode 3 or episode 4 in terms of lore. I'm going to have to say episode 3 even has more. I loved episode 3. In fact, I probably thought that was probably the most entertaining one, but I loved episode 1 the most just because it didn't break lore. At least at this point. Who knows? We'll see what happens. I'm going off of the 4 episodes. I mean, that's what? Brain fart here. What? 2/3? 2/3 of the way done. We got 2 more left, you know? I gave it out of 6 out of 10. Yeah, honestly, a part of me doesn't even want to give them a 7 if they don't even, like, if they don't even follow the continuity and lore. It makes you not even want to give them a passing 7, to be honest. And that's just me as a Star Wars fan talking, right? Because, granted, I think the show, if I take my love for lore and Star Wars out of it and I just look at it as a show, I would say that I enjoy it. I think it's very entertaining. I enjoy the show, as I would think most Star Wars stuff outside of lore, you know, is really entertaining. I enjoyed 7, 8, and 9 in terms of, you know, action sci-fi movies. I think that they work well. But in terms of lore, they're horrible. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I want to look at it, to be honest. I try and look at it from both aspects. And I do see it from both aspects, although I'm not even sure if I want to rate it out of, you know, just a normal sci-fi show, because that's not what it is. They are dealing with the universe, you know what I mean? So they have to, they're paid to do this, you know? They got to know their stuff, especially the basic movies and shows. You know, I'm not even talking about all the other crap that they're making, which is ridiculous. I'm not talking about the shows and the, you know, movies. I love that. I'm talking about all their stupid books, you know, like that should have been in the shows and movies. The important stuff, you know, that they try and excuse in their books, and their books have contradictions, and it's a mess. It's a mess, you know? So when I look at this, I can't even give episode 2 anywhere close a passing grade. Same thing with 3. And same thing with 4, unfortunately. Episode 1 is the only one I'd probably give like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. You know? And it wasn't even the most entertaining. I thought episode 3 was. But it, you know, it my first qualification is one, did it fit in lore? That shouldn't be that hard, but with Disney, that seems to be almost impossible with what they got going on, their system. I don't know why it's so hard. I really don't. I mean, I'm just one guy, and I'm already seeing problems, you know, and I don't even work there. So I just don't see it, man. But the first thing, like I said, has to do with lore. The second thing, does it contribute to the story? Right? Like, actually contribute. I'm not talking about, you know, the boring, you know, side missions of the side mission of the side missions, which we get a lot of, you know, in like Rebels and even the Mandalorian and things like that. Which, yeah, they can be entertaining at times, but like, it's almost like, get on with it, man. Get on with the main story. We're here for a reason. Give it to us. Don't just drag it on so that way, you know, we keep the subscription longer so that way you can add more episodes. You know, maybe that's not what they're going for, but sometimes it's how it feels. You know? I gave it a 6 out of 10. I also rewatched this Jedi Survivor game trailer, and there was no reference to Seer being alive, so you never know. That could be Seer in the freeze chamber. I think you could be right, honestly. It's 5 years after the fact, and we saw her at the end of the game, so who knows? Who knows, man? Also, the scene where they were about to torture Leia and the room goes black, you just see Obi's saber ignite. I love that. I love that. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm not a happy camper right now, and I really, really try to enjoy this, but I can't right now. I feel you, Owen. I 100% feel you. Oh man, I don't. A part of me is like, I don't even know why I'm so disappointed, but like I do know why at the same time, because, like I said, going into this, I knew that they were gonna mess up lore. I mean, let's just be honest with ourselves here. Have they really gotten anything right? Yes, they have. They have, right? Rogue One and Solo, in my opinion, I feel like they got right. They shocked me. I thought both of those were gonna not make sense and not be in terms of lore. They surprised. Hey, I'm wrong. Happy. I am happy when I'm proved wrong. But the vast majority and everything else they've done sucked. I mean, there was, you know, they had their moments. I'm not saying that everything about them sucked, but in terms of lore, it just didn't fit. So, and they had, what? A whole new era? And they had something like with Rebels, something that isn't a time thing that is not fragile, and they couldn't even get that right. So I knew when they're dealing with characters that we all know and love, and it's such a fragile, you know, time frame with the fragile characters, you know, and they're trying to relate everything, it's going to be difficult. I mean, if they weren't able to do it before, what makes me think I could think they could do it again? Trust me, I hoped that they would get it right. My hope's always there, but my hope's also like a realistic hope in terms of I'm going into it thinking they're going to ruin it. Which maybe that's why I was so happy with episode 1, because I didn't have really any problems with episode 1. In fact, I loved episode 1, and I was like, dude, and I feel like that's kind of where it messed me up, man, because they showed that they could do it, you know, with maybe just some, you know, some occasional laziness tweaks with like the Grand Inquisitor, but if you look past that, the vast majority of it, it was working. And then episode 2 came along, and then they killed off the Grand Inquisitor, and that passed the line. I'm like, oh, well, there we go. Anyways, I'm getting repetitive and stuff, but I don't know. I enjoyed talking about this stuff. Says 6 out of 10. Vader was done bad. Whoa. What do you mean Vader was done bad? Reva is so boring, and Kenobi is barely in it, and it's his own show. Right, but I also expected that because, you know, gotta love the book of Boba Fett, which, you know, I'm a big Boba fan and Boba Fett fan, and their show kind of sucked. Gotta be honest. It sucked. It straight out did. That wasn't Boba Fett. And once they confirmed Vader was going to be in it, honestly, yeah, you're right. You know, it should be more about Kenobi, but, and yeah, I feel like they have way too much Reva, or Reva, whatever you want to call it, however you want to pronounce her name. I keep forgetting how to pronounce it, but I do feel like they are using quite a bit of her, like more than really what they should. And really with all the Inquisitors, like, I'm okay with them making it about Vader too, even though it's called the Kenobi. Like I said, whoever's coming up with the title of these shows is just bad. They are like they're not great at their job. I'm sorry, you're just not. I mean, at least your actions are showing that. What it started all the way back in the Bad Batch. Star Wars Rebels was fine. That I thought that title fit the show. Star Wars The Bad Batch sure didn't. I mean, that was really weird, actually. I mean, they should have called it the Sid Show at the point that they were going at. I mean, what was it? One of the episodes, like, actually, it was almost 2 full episodes. They didn't even have the Bad Batch in it, which was crazy. And then, obviously, Boba Fett. I mean, that was everybody but Boba Fett. That was the Fennec Shand show. That was the Cad Bane show. That was, what else, guys? There was more. The Tusken Raider show. There was more. I'm brain farting, though. I'm brain farting. Pretty much, he only had, like, certain moments, which sucked. Oh, yeah, the Mando show. That's what I was trying to think of. The Mando show, everybody. It's the Mandalorian. He's back, and Grogu's back. Yeah, just wave his face across the screen. Everyone will go, ah! No, that's not true. Not everybody. That's just those weirdos. That, I mean, I get it. He's cute, but he doesn't make the whole show. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like now the weight of season 1 and 2 is now gone. It's like they're back to square one. We're back where we were at the beginning of season 1. I'm getting off track here, but whatever. Everyone tells Leia to hide in that hallway before he force holds the water. There was nowhere for her to hide. Then after he runs from the water, the door closes. He's not wet at all. The water through the door. I don't really necessarily have a problem with that, and I'll tell you why. I think what he meant when he was trying to tell Leia to go was like with her in that door where basically he ended up going. I could pull it up though, kind of rewatch it. I didn't recognize the problem when I first watched it, but no, let's check it out. And maybe that was just because I was so hyped that they gave Kenobi a little buff. You know what I mean, compared to the last couple episodes. And I was just happy to see that Kenobi was being Kenobi again. And all of a sudden there's a huge trench coat and a cap right there for Obi-Wan and Leia to walk together in. Bad writing. I mean, I think there's moments for the bad writing, but I wouldn't say I really had a problem with that personally. I mean, I see your point, but to me that wasn't a huge big of a deal. I'm watching it right now, though. So he's in the forest. They get through. I mean, it makes sense that he's not wet as well. I mean, at least, wait, maybe, we'll see. Yeah, I guess, he's definitely wet from that. Because I was thinking maybe he's used the force to, do it, but he definitely should be at least wet in the back. But maybe he was wet. Oh, let me see. We'll see. Let's finish watching it. Yeah, I guess he's not really wet at all there. Maybe it is. It's just hard to see. One of those. The water's like kind of going through the door too a little bit there. I didn't notice that the first time. I'm sure he could have probably found like a cloak somewhere from the location they were at to there. I could see about the wetness though. I mean, yeah, you would think he'd be like a little bit more wet than that. Yeah, no. She just said put this on. Oh, there's a dead guy. That they got from the dead guy, right? That's laying there on the floor. That was the guy that she took out, or maybe it wasn't her. Yeah, it was from the dead body, which I could see. Makes sense. Although I want wait. That reminds me though. That scene where I started to talk about it, and I think I lost track or got off topic. When that Imperial officer took out those 2 stormtroopers that had blasters, it's at 23:58, I think. Oh no, there's 24. Yeah, like look at this. Their guns are put away. Like, bro, didn't you just hear the Inquisitor? Like, she just slaps him in the face, bro. Like, and the guy's just standing there, and then, dude, oh, dude, I think that part's stupid, but I remember watching it the first time, and I was just cracking up, and I'm cracking up watching this again, because it is so beyond pathetic, man. Why don't they just swim out like the way they came in? Well, first off, the Imperial officer didn't come in, and that was only Kenobi. And I don't know if they have like another rebreather or something for Leia. You know, I don't know if Leia would be able to do all that. I'm not sure. And plus, yeah, they would have to get to that location where they came in at. So who knows? Maybe, you know, whether there's more probes. I don't know. I'm just trying to at least see if maybe there's a way that it can work within the lore, you know? See, I'll reason with them to a certain extent, right? But yeah, this fight at the 24-minute mark, guys, is kind of hilarious. Like, I want to watch that again, actually. It's him. So they Stormtrooper literally grabs her, and it looks like the other one was searching her, and they each have an arm. It's like she moved her arm, and then the Stormtrooper just lets her do it. Like, he just backs off, and she just goes up for the slap. Slaps him. And he's still falling back. She's turned to the other guy at this point. She's grabbing the mask, and the Stormtrooper drops his weapon, dude. That is too freaking much. Oh my goodness. And then she's going for the weapon. Wait, whoa. I thought he just dropped it. Or is that the other Stormtrooper? Hang on. I want to watch this in slow-mo, man. Oh, man. Dang it. I wish I could... Is there, like, a way to slow this down without, like, pausing and playing it? So, yeah. Boom. With the slap. And she grabs... Yeah, the guy drops his weapon. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, look at that. Guys, go to that timestamp. Check this out. See if I'm tripping here. She slaps the trooper. He's down for, I mean, not down, but he's like out of it for a minute, I guess. I mean, crap. That armor don't do nothing. It can't even take a slap. Are you kidding me? Like, dude, that was an open hand slap right to the helmet. Just, well, boom. And then she just grabs the other guy's helmet, right? And the guy drops his gun. And then, like, she spins him around. And then all of a sudden, he has the gun in his hand. And then she's grabbing it. She grabs it. And then shoots one of the stormtroopers. Wait. So that means the guy that... Whoa. Wait a second, man. What? So that means the guy that she slapped, he also dropped his weapon. Because when she shot him, he didn't even have his weapon. Oh my, dude. That was bad. I knew it was bad by watching it in fast motion the first time. That's why I was laughing. Because it was so stupid. But watching that in slow motion, that was way worse than I even thought. That is hilarious. No guards in the tomb room Obi-Wan walks into. I mean, I could see that being more of a shrine thing rather than, you know, having guards by it. Because, I mean, who cares? What's the point of having guards there? You know what I mean? I mean, they're tombs. They're dead, you know? Unless they're supposed to be, like, frozen, but that doesn't make any sense, right? They should be dead, right? They shouldn't be frozen. If they're like frozen, I don't see that. That'd be dumb. That'd be real dumb. They gotta be already dead, and at that point, why are they guarding dead people? You know. Obi-Wan asked Lady for a distraction, and 10 seconds later, she was able to get another officer to tell Reva to leave Leia for some urgent news. Yeah, I thought that was weird, and that's why I thought it was so stupid about Reva. I feel like that has to do with Reva's character more than the writing in terms. Well, obviously it has to do with the writing. With Reva's character rather than it being on the Imperial officer's part because she's winging it pretty good. But then again, Reva knows she's lying and then is still like, you're a good liar. Like, if you know she's lying, knowing Reva and her character so far, she'd be dead. the fact that she made it out of that while killing guards and stuff, I don't know, that felt weird. That felt like out of Reva's character, like I said before. I know in episode 1 was a perfect balance of Obi's development into Alec Guinness's Obi-Wan, a disconnected Jedi who swore to protect Luke, but doesn't want to see him even though the Empire is still on the planet. Exactly. I agree. I know I'm behind on chat, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up right now. I like how they are putting a lot of similarities for Vader and Obi-Wan, like Obi being on fire in the bacta tank, and also holding back the water Vader did in that Jedi Fallen Order game. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I really did. And that's the cool part about it, right? Is it seems like they are taking inspiration, at least, if not from George Lucas, at least from the movies, right? In terms of what Lucas said, it's like poetry. It rhymes. It's not the same, which is what they tried to do, and they failed. I'm not talking about this series. I'm talking about like sequels and stuff like that, right? They try to copy certain things. It's different. He's like, it's different, and there's new things to it, but it's still like poetry, and they rhyme. And I feel like that was kind of cool that they implemented that in some way. Maybe they didn't do it from Lucas. Maybe they just did it from the movies, or maybe even from the guy that Lucas took inspiration from. I forgot his name. I do know it, but forgot his name. Dave Filoni said his name several times in Star Wars Celebration, as well as a bunch of other people as well. What's going on, Patrick? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. The lady spy beats up 2 stormtroopers who hear Obi-Wan through her microphone thing. I know, right? If you slow it down, it's really bad. Yeah, that's what I just got through doing. It's ridiculous. There's little things like that I don't get. Bad writing, bad direction, I don't know. I agree, Jason, 100%. Yo, what's going on, Greater J1? How's it going, man? I agree. And you know what it comes down to? I'll tell you what it is, Jason. It's straight out laziness. On someone's part, in some way, shape, or form, right? And first off, let's say it is. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. Past that, because first off, one thing. This is a basic thing. I know we've been over it several times, but this is a good example to show you that we don't even have to give them the benefit of the doubt. There's no way we could give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes to like something like the Grand Inquisitor. Are you kidding me? There is no reason whatsoever. I don't care what it is. If Lucas was able to do it in the technology he had back in 2003, right? With the technology you have now, you're telling me you can't even replicate it to even look somewhat similar? No. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. There's no benefit of the doubt there, okay? It's straight out laziness through someone's part, whether it's in the form of a mistake. If it's a mistake, okay, right? But then again, how many people sees this before it even gets to the point of trailers and it being done and finished, and people gotta... I'd hope to see that they would see the finished result and someone would be like, I don't know, Dave, that doesn't look right. Or somebody say something. You know, you're kidding me, right? We're talking about a whole team here. It's not just one person. And even if it was one person, they, like, come on. I was able to see it. And I'm just one person. And I don't even work there. It's just like, dude, who do they got in there? It's like, it's so backwards and weird. People that haven't seen Star Wars, they don't know Star Wars. They're doing this, and it doesn't make sense. It's the worst thing they can do. You know, it's back to what they were saying in the Acolyte show, right? With the interviews, saying that, you know, they were hiring people that haven't seen Star Wars to get a new take. That was such bullcrap. That is oh my, like, are you that stupid? I forgot who said that. But are you that stupid? I'm sorry, but no, I'm not sorry. That's ridiculous, dude. I mean, maybe you said it by mistake, and that's fine. Everybody makes mistakes. Everyone's not perfect. But really? You're telling me you thought that? I mean, we're talking about a hiring process. This isn't just a one-time done decision. You know what I mean? If you're not only going through this process, you believe in it, and you're talking about it in interviews, and you're proud about it, and you're tweeting about it. No. That means, I mean, something's wrong, okay? If you're looking to hire someone that hasn't seen Star Wars for a different take, like, listen, you want a different take? Go to Star Wars fans. There are tons of Star Wars fans that have different takes on things. Like, are you kidding me? You want someone who has it like that? I'm just speechless. I'm just speechless. It just sounds so dumb. I'm sorry. It just does, man. And yeah, I guess the Grand Inquisitor looked bad, and he's dead. I guess breaks canon. You know, like I said, whether he's alive or dead at this point, it don't matter. It's horrible. You know, I have so many reasons why, even if the Grand Inquisitor lives, it still makes no sense at all. And people, you know, I've already had people throw in my face about how Maul has lived and Vader, and we're talking about completely different characters. We're talking about top tier Sith lords, okay? And they explained how they're alive. They're using a force power, a very hard to use force power, you know? And when we look at, can the Grand Inquisitor even do something like that? The answer is no. If he got bested by Kanan, you know, Caleb Dune, I'm sorry, no. He got bested by Reva, whatever her name is. I keep forgetting how to pronounce her name. And he didn't see that coming. He's not that powerful. He's not. And plus, Reva had every motivation to make sure he's dead. You're telling me that she, with how powerful she has become in this show, that she didn't even think about making sure he's dead? Are you kidding me? No, back to tanks. And they're making lightsabers less lethal and less lethal. I liked Fallen Order as a game, but as a canon story, there's parts I liked about it, but overall, it kind of sucked at a lot of parts as well. You know? I don't like seeing someone get stabbed, or someone like Cal. What, are they going to use the excuse that Cal had 2 stomachs? Are you kidding me? I think that is the lamest excuse ever. Maybe there was a reason why they have 2 stomachs. Maybe it's because they need both. Maybe it's some special digestion system. It's not like how, think about it. How, I'm trying to get there. You know? But what a coincidence to have an extra bonus stomach, right? That you don't need. Blows me away. I don't know, man. To be honest, I was thinking the Grand Inquisitor would appear behind Vader in order to stop holding Reva when he was attempting to kill her. I honestly, it's what's done is done. I feel like they should just leave it at this point. They've already kind of messed it up, you know? Yeah, at least Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have a love and knowledge of Star Wars and its history. Yeah, and like I said, I do think the best person for it is Dave Filoni. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that he's not perfect, and there's some things I don't like that he's done. But I still think he's overall the best person for it. He's definitely done way more good than bad, and obviously he knows it better than anyone else over there, at least from what I've been able to see from their actions. Yo, what's going on, Ladison? What's up, man? Nice to see you. How's a new episode? A lot of good things. Some things kind of stupid, but they had some good moments. But we're just talking about kind of like the overall thing as a whole. In terms of lore, and it's just, we'll see what happens with the next 2 episodes, I guess. But do you think the writers killed off the Grand Inquisitor just to show off, or to include a strong black female character like Reva just for diversity reasons? Honestly, nowadays sometimes it's hard to say, but I don't even look like, to me, before we even get into that, right? Before we even try and even look at that type of stuff, what I like to first look at is, hey, does it at least make sense in the story? Does it make sense in lore? Does it work? To me, I'll be straight out with you. I think all Inquisitors are kind of stupid. Not just Reva. I think that the whole idea of them is stupid. You know what I mean? From what I've heard, they're bringing characters back to life. I mean, I guess. I mean, yes. Unless he never really died, which doesn't make sense. Like I said, whether he's alive or dead, it doesn't make sense at this point. I mean, we've seen them do this several times before, where lightsabers are no longer lethal. They're bringing people back to life. Back to this, back to that. Yes, I understand. Back to existed. Luke wasn't in Empire Strikes Back. I understand. But there's it's almost like it's getting way too predictable at this point. Like I knew Vader or not Vader. I knew Obi-Wan. I mean, I'm not even complaining about that part. I think that part's fine. But it's to the point where it's just like, you gonna do something? I don't know. I honestly, to be honest with you, I don't really think those two would be connected. I think them trying to killing off the Grand Inquisitor or whatever that's supposed to be was, I don't know what the reason is. I think that's just stupid. I don't know. I can't even think of a good reason of why they would do that. Like, even if they didn't know about Rebels, let's say they didn't watch Rebels, which obviously they show that they didn't. Whoever's buying the show showed that they didn't at least watch Rebels, or even, I don't know, maybe they did. I don't know. But it just shows me that if that it just, I don't know, man. I'm just so speechless right now because I can't even find a reason of why they would even do that, right? Like, even if they didn't even know about it, why would they do that? What's the purpose? What does that progress? Because her killing the Grand Inquisitor, that doesn't show me that, oh, you know, she's more powerful. I mean, I guess it does a tiny bit, but not. To me, that just shows how weak the Grand Inquisitor is. That doesn't really. That doesn't give, Reva more bonus points for me. I view it as the Grand Inquisitor lost some. What an idiot! I saw that coming. You know what I mean? Did you not see that coming? Like, she disobeyed your orders like 3-4 times already. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. I don't know. I've. It's so hard because they do things like that. I'm not saying they don't. I mean, it's obvious. They shove it. They shove it and shove it and shove it and shove it. It doesn't even make sense in the story. They did that with Rise of Skywalker as well. With a few different things. It's too political. It's political bullcrap, and I hate it when they. I'm not saying Reva. I'm not talking about Reva in particular. I'm just talking about in general. Like, to be honest, I don't know where I'm at with it. To be honest, I don't really care. To be honest, what it is with Reva, the Reva situation. All I'm saying is it's obvious that they've done it before. And I don't blame. First off, no one should be racist. First off, there are people that are being complete douchebags, and no one should have to be going through that. Okay, and there's this complete separation between a person and a character. You're okay to not like Reva, but for people to go attack the actual actress, and because I think she's actually a good actress. Some people have said that she's not. I actually think she's playing the character very well. I think it's more along the lines with the writers. It was the same thing that's been happening with the prequels, whether it's Hayden or Ewan McGregor. You know what I mean? People were hating on Hayden. He was great. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. He was great. You may not like him. You may not like the character, but as an actor, he did what he was supposed to do. He acted that character perfectly, to a T, because that is what George Lucas told him to do, and it's George Lucas's visions. So, it's not an opinion. It's a fact. He did what he was supposed to do, and he did it good. Right? So first off, if you don't try and spin what I'm saying and say, oh, hey, go hate on the kid. No one should be doing that. Everyone should be loving, kind, put God first, And what I basically am saying is I don't blame the people that I'm not, like I said, this is completely different. I'm no longer talking about the people that are giving hate on the actor. I'm talking about something completely different. I'm talking about like the people, like how you mentioned about, are they doing it for this reason or this reason, right? I don't blame for people to think about things like that because they've obviously have done it in the past. First off, if you look at Disney films in general, they've done that all throughout, Marvel as well. It's not just a Star Wars thing, but they've definitely done it in Star Wars. I mean, it's so obvious because when it doesn't contribute the story and they just shove politics, that's what I can't stand, man. That is another reason why I didn't like the sequel trilogy, is because it just felt like I felt the politics, man, and I hate politics. I want to watch Star Wars, and enjoy it and have that escape. If I want to watch politics and something to get shoved down my throat, I'll go watch the news, the fake news that's out there, You know what I mean? I don't watch that crap. I don't want to, I want to watch Star Wars. Keep it about the thing. I don't want to watch, and so far, like I said, I don't think the problem's really relying with this show, but I don't blame people that are questioning it because they have done it, with several different things. It's ridiculous. Why didn't you like most about the episode, man? Just tuned in. What's up, Otto? Hey, nice for you to tune in, man. I thought there was a lot of good parts, to be honest. Don't get me wrong. We're just kind of getting off topic about a bunch of different things about Star Wars in general, which is fun to talk about, Not the, political stuff, but in terms of the actual Star Wars and Star Wars lore. What's it called? Overall, I thought it was good. At least okay. Most parts were okay. There were some problems that I feel like I need to think about more or don't really agree with, whether it's from Reva reading Leia's, or not really reading her mind, but the fact that she couldn't and she was trying to, and she's like, "You're strong." That felt a little weird. She also mentioned Obi-Wan Kenobi to her, which makes A New Hope feel even more weird about how she addresses him in the hologram. Some scenes kind of felt a little dragged out. Some of the fighting scenes were kind of, by the way, I loved Obi-Wan in terms of, he got like a buff in this one. Very good. I like that. But like some of the fighting scenes with the Imperial officer, like when she took out 2 troopers, I thought that was hilarious. Hilariously stupid. What else? I'm kind of scanning through it again right now. I love the tomb scene. That was great. I thought Reva and her character changed a little bit. Like they started making her character a certain way, and then they kind of pulled back. And like I called something out before it happened, and half of what I said was right, and the other half wasn't. And I'm like, well, that's weird. Now it doesn't feel like her character. I feel like she would have killed her by now. One of the scenes specifically that I feel like was dragged out was when that random pilot died. Maybe it's not random. I don't know, but I don't care about him. Sorry, whoever that lady was crying. That person at the end who's like, "I'm right behind you," and then he got blown up. I don't know. I thought that was more funny than sad, to be honest. I mean, I understand what they were going for, but it felt dragged on. Things like that. I liked the first 3 episodes, but this one was mid at best. I wouldn't like I said, I'm gonna rate these right now. Actually, in terms of lore, not entertainment, because like I said, episode 3 was by far the most entertaining episode. But lore is more important to me. So obviously, episode 1 has to go to the very top. I mean, that's given. Episode 2, all the way at the bottom, because that's what screwed it up all the time, and that's where they crossed the line. In terms of episode 3 and 4, I feel like actually 4 did better in terms of lore than 3. I thought 3 was the most entertaining, but I'm going to have to put 1, then 4, then 3, then 2 in terms of lore. At least of how much it's broken, or / contradicted and things like that. Obviously, they've had some stupid scenes, but there's also some cool ones. That's how I feel. I feel like there was a lot more problems in terms of lore in episode 3 than 4. But like I said, what are you wanting? Everyone wants something different. The people that aren't as lore-driven as me, they're probably looking for more entertainment-wise. I know people like that. I have friends like that. They'd probably be like, episode 3 was the best, right? And I see that from that perspective, but they're dealing with a universe, and it's not just this show. It's not just this episode. You're talking about an entire universe, and you're in a fragile time frame and stuff, However, I do think they need to make a multi-season series about the Inquisitors. I don't want that. I already hate the Inquisitors. I think they're stupid. I don't want that, and I feel like that's maybe what they're trying to do, because there's only 2 more episodes left, and basically, the questions I had about Reva, whatever her name is, I said like that 1,000 times, but I still don't remember. I think it's Reva, right? Anyways, in episode 1, I had some questions about her. They answered maybe like 1 or 2 of them since then, and she's just back to the same old thing. And I'm like, I want to know more about her. If you're gonna have her this much as a part of the show, which I feel like we should be getting more Vader than her, in my opinion, and more Kenobi, obviously more. I want to see Kenobi and Vader. Like I said, that goes back to the title of the show, but I'm okay with seeing Vader. I am, personally. So if they want to have more Vader, go for it. I'm cool with that. The Grand Inquisitor attempts to kill Vader, and every time gets slowly closer. No, I don't want to see that. Personally, I don't care about that, and I feel like that's what they're doing, is they're purposely not revealing that much about her to maybe do a spin-off show with the Inquisitors, or maybe her. I don't know. That's just me thinking. Nothing like that is even rumored. I don't think. That's obviously not confirmed, but I feel like that might be what they're doing. If they're doing something like that, there's only 2 more episodes. There's not much time, and given that one that just played, that was like 30 minutes. That was felt a little longer than Clone Wars episode, man. So quick. I feel like the first 3 episodes. Oh wait, I already read that one. I have no problem with the diversity in Star Wars. I'm fine with that. I have no problem with diversity. You know. But you said, but to do it just for that sake and not care about the writing, a strong character doesn't work. And yeah, I think most Ingram acting is pretty good. Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. You know, they need to, in other words, they need to basically do it for the right reasons. They need to put Star Wars first, you know, and then however they want to do that, whatever, right? And man, I hate getting into that stuff, man, because it just leads back to politics. It's all stupid, man. Honestly, Gray, you shouldn't even be surprised. You're right, Latterson. I shouldn't. I really shouldn't, especially with how I was going into it, man. But that part in episode 2 where they killed off that Grand Inquisitor, for some reason, I just didn't think they'd go past that line. I don't know why I think that, especially when they brought in time travel before. But my dumb self still was surprised. I don't know, man. But you're right. You're definitely right. Bro, that was a boring episode. I only liked the Vader's appearance. That was my favorite part. That was pretty sick when he did come in, though, you know? That was pretty awesome. I actually enjoyed it, to be honest. Missed opportunities with the flashbacks when Obi was in the tank. I could see that. Reva was a general or what? What you about, like, before she turned to an Inquisitor? Wasn't she just a Jedi? And wasn't the Grand Inquisitor like a Jedi Temple guard? Which just shows how unbelievably unloyal they are. You know, the fact that Padawan is there dead in the tomb. You know, a Padawan withstood the Empire, and those chumps didn't. Woo! Getting it, baby! Oh, alright. Well, I gotta go. Class is starting. Have a nice day, everyone. Alright, I'll see you later, Latterson. Thanks for stopping by, man. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you have a great day at class. Actually, I've been waiting for Reva's death by Vader. I mean, obviously, I feel like it kind of almost has to happen, right? Because she has to fail. And then Vader obviously has to show that, and they got to explain where she at. You know, she's not in Rebels. So, I think the editing has been poor, and I'm not feeling the music in the series. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know if Deborah wrote it. I think Deborah wrote it. I could be wrong. But Deborah, I believe, was in charge of all of the episodes. So, just goes to show. I really hope the series succeeds and ends on a banger, man. Oh, same. I feel like it will. At least, even if it doesn't fit in lore, I feel like at least they're going to make it pretty entertaining. At least like they did in episode 3, if not even better. I mean, they got to make it better. Because there are some even things in episode 3 that just, even for casual fans, I feel like didn't really make sense. At least with the end with Vader. Because I already talked to people that, like my friends that aren't into it in terms of like as much lore driven as I am. But they even brought up why the heck was Vader just standing there. That's kind of stupid. You know, people are defending that, and that's fine. You can defend what you want, but I want to see some evidence. What evidence supports that he's trying to... The best thing I saw, and I could be wrong, maybe you might have something better, and if you do, let me know. I want to see it. But the best thing that I've heard of so far, which I also think is a bunch of baloney, think it's stupid, is basically, Obi-Wan was just too weak for him, and he wants him to get stronger before he fights him again. Oh, man. I mean, I don't know who started that one. If you thought of that, hey, I want to know why. What makes you think that? Because I don't see any evidence supporting that at all. That doesn't make really any sense to me, because his ultimate goal that he's literally been meditating on for 10 years is to make Kenobi suffer. And I know the anticipation about, the fear of death over death itself. Yeah, he's not going to kill Kenobi, duh. He wants him to suffer. And yeah, he's not going to let him go away so that way he can capture him again. And if the years really made him weak, don't you think even more years are going to make him more weak? Like, that, why are you giving him an opportunity to get stronger? Vader's smarter than that. He's not as dumb as, as arrogant as he was in Revenge of the Sith, when he thought he could take him when he had the high ground. I had a friend, though. I gotta tell you guys this because this was hilarious, and I'll go back to what I was saying. But my friend was watching Kenobi, and when Kenobi ran the first time, and Vader was following him, he made the comment saying, "What is Kenobi gonna get the high ground on like one of those sand hills?" I was cracking up when he said that, dude. Because I've watched all these episodes over and over again with different friends and stuff, and I'm curious to see what their thoughts are as well. And maybe I'm the only person that feels the way I do about this, but I'm not. I'm gonna say what I feel. This is how I feel. I'm gonna give credit where it's due when I feel like they did something good, and when it's not, I'm gonna call them out on it. Because if I don't, then how will they know? If we keep saying good job for everything they do, and it's really not, then why are they gonna change? But what was I saying before that? Before I brought that up, that was so off topic. It was oh man. Oh yeah, about letting Kenobi go. And by the way, if that were true, how come in this episode did he already want Kenobi again? Like, he's already wanting Kenobi again. Like, bro, there's no time gap at all. Are you kidding me? This is practically the next day. So that theory doesn't make any sense. At least in my opinion, I don't think it makes any sense. Because there's so many ways you could have went about it. Like, I'm not even going to go through all of them because I already talked about that in the last episode. But he would have just taken him to suffer some more. What is he going to kill him? I mean, if he's weak, he's weak. He'll take it. He just wants him to suffer. What's it called? I really hope the series succeeds and ends with a... Oh, I already read that one. Specifically for Hayden, he deserves to be involved in a great show, even though we haven't seen him much at all. I agree. I think overall, though, I think Ewan McGregor, I feel like all the actors really are doing really a great job. I think it's just in terms of the direction and lore-wise in terms of the story. That's the problem here. Maybe the choreographer at certain points, like the Imperial fight scene with the two troopers, but for the most part, I think all of the actors are doing a fantastic job. Like, honestly, I haven't really noticed any bad acting, to be honest. That's just me, but I'm enjoying everything. Well, you know what I mean, in terms of, like, the acting. I thought all the acting was there. Why are the episodes only, like, 35 minutes long with 10 minutes of credits? Hey, I'm glad you said that, Jason. Because I always say, hey, that's how I feel. And technically, this one was, like, 30 minutes. Because I stopped at, like, 32 minutes, and they didn't start it until, like, after the 2-minute mark. So it was really, like, probably less than 30. And it's 39 minutes in total, so it's like 9 minutes credit, so you're not too far off there. Probably trying to make it so you want to know more about her in future things. But that's the thing, I don't. And I feel like right now they're like, I do want to know more about her, but not in a show about her. There's not that much. I don't care about her that much. I just want to know, like, they bring in a new character, and they're like, oh yeah, mysterious. Oh, that's not enough for you? That's not enough for you? Well, too bad. Watch her show. Watch her show. That's how it feels like. It's like, no, you want people to be interested in the character. You gotta have character development, bring up some things about the character when you have her in this. If she's playing this big of a role, they need to have a little bit more about her, in my opinion. They need to have some more stuff. That way, if people do like her, then they can decide, oh, let's do a show. There's a whole story about her. Okay, maybe I could see that. But they gotta show they can't just be like, oh, let's just make a random character and then not say anything about the character and just say, oh, we're gonna make a show about this character. So if you're interested, go watch. That's not how it should work. You know what I mean? They need to focus on the character, take the feedback, whatever it may be, and maybe you don't take the feedback, but at least you'll know that, hey, people didn't like this character, or people did. That was kind of like with Hayden, right? It wasn't necessarily with the actor. People obviously hated on the actor, but you get to my point here, right? Is obviously he was a good actor. He played Anakin. That means people didn't like the character, which is fine. You don't have to like him, right? But the people that did, we can learn more about him in the Clone Wars and stuff like that. It's almost not exactly that same concept, but along those same lines, if you kind of see what I'm saying. Maybe I feel like I didn't explain that very well, but maybe you can connect the dots to maybe what I'm seeing here. Anyways, my bad. I'll stop talking about top politics. Oh man, it's just I feel like I don't really feel like politics are in my face about this show, but I do know what a lot of people are feeling when they do watch other things, because it's definitely there. Reva has been choked by Vader. It was so expected that she said about the tracker and it saved her life. Yeah. At first I was like, whoa, what? I mean, obviously I was thinking Leia first, right? Okay, she put the tracker on Leia, but... And here's the part that's not really making sense to me, right? Because now that I think, I didn't even think about this, man. Oh, this is bringing up a whole nother problem. I didn't even think about this. If Reva communicates to Vader about Leia, how do you think Vader would react? And I don't like that. I don't like that. Because then if she is able to communicate to Vader that Kenobi went to that place for Leia, which is obviously, it's not a secret that he did that. It's obvious, right? Vader's going to be like, okay, why is he doing this? And question his motive. I didn't even think about that until right now. I don't like that. Vader should not even have any idea that he's he can't even be this close, Now this is bringing up a whole nother thing, man. Man, I didn't think about that. I don't like that. That would be very easy for Vader to find out too. I mean, if Reva's doing it, if she's getting this close, imagine Vader. If she just communicated to him a little bit, or even if he tried to read her mind or something. Yeah. When Reva's, I already read that. Was Obi-Wan trying to practice moving a small object with the Force on the way to the Inquisitor base thing? I hope not, but I feel like that was what he was trying to do. I think that was kind of stupid when I saw that a little bit. I was kind of hoping that wasn't it, and he's just kind of playing with it, which is so unlikely. But I don't like to think that he was like, I don't know, practicing like that. Like something as basic as that for Kenobi. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They made him, like, I feel like this episode did good with them in terms of power level, with the exception maybe that. But the previous two, man, I didn't like it. That was funny. Kenobi was running to the high ground on top of those small sand hills. I know, dude. I was cracking up, man, when he said that. Oh, man. Anyways, I feel like I got most of my, first impressions about it. I'm going to see if one of my friends up, so that way I can go watch it with them. But we'll see what happens. Who knows? We'll see where the next two episodes lead us. If you guys are interested, by the way, and kind of like a Kenobi review. I'm planning on doing that once, obviously, all 6 come out, because I don't think there's gonna be a season 2. But I will have a review, and I just thought of, as I was thinking about it and stuff like that, I think I'm actually gonna make it a series that's called a specific something that I'm not gonna announce yet, because I don't know, it could still change. But I'm thinking of a nice title that I think I want to start a series, not just with Kenobi, but in terms of like a lot of my different reviews, because obviously I have a lot of problems. Hint, hint. But anyways, I at least hope you guys enjoyed it. I at least enjoyed it in terms of entertainment wise. I knew going into it, I you know, lore up in the air, but it is what it is. So I hope you guys all have a great rest of your night. I will see you guys all next week in the live stream. I'll see you guys soon in a video. May the Force be with you always.